Megan Smith, leader of the PowerPoint team, together with Grace Pakuda, the leader of the research team, and our group's mentor, Nico Lowe. We led the team on this task. Health is at the center of our lives. Having good health is directly related to leading a productive life that won't benefit only you, but everyone else in the community. This is why my team members, Aisha Chataika, George Honoru, Grace Pakuda, Tanya Chikuri, and myself, Megan Smith, chose to tackle this goal, which we believe is fundamental to achieving a better future. Fresh air is highly essential to good health, and this introduces our design concept. We looked at how carbon dioxide relates to pollen production and how this contributes to air pollution.
What is the correlation between carbon dioxide and pollen production? Well, increasing atmospheric carbon dioxide levels act as a fertilizer and therefore has various plants grow larger, flower earlier, and produce more pollen. This means the higher the level of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, the greater the production of pollen, and thus an increase in air pollution. Here's how we've decided to tackle this problem. What is our design concept? We pondered a satellite that would be able to pick up on or detect areas with higher than usual carbon dioxide levels in Earth's atmosphere. What are the functions of our satellite? Our satellite would be used to measure the amount of carbon dioxide in the column of air between its position and Earth's surface. Its other function would be that it would detect additional or reduced levels of the carbon dioxide before it becomes uniformly mixed in the atmosphere and its likeliness to affect pollen levels. So then, how will the collected data be used, you're wondering? The detection will predict regions that have plant life that produces a lot more pollen in a carbon dioxide-rich environment. Furthermore, this data will be used to predict regions that will receive a higher number of allergy patients. And what are the results we're to expect? We figured understanding the correlation between and the analysis of the effect of carbon dioxide on plants allows for a clear prediction of areas with a large amount of air allergens that would pose health risks associated with allergies and other breathing irritations. Ergo, the healthcare labor workforce would have a much better chance to prepare for patient expectancy and could then easily send out public caution to also better prepare people who suffer from allergies and or other serious breathing problems already ahead of time.
Before we continue expanding on our topic, I'm going to explain Sustainable Development Goal 3. It is one of the 17 sustainable goals established by the United Nations in 2015, with the mission to ensure healthy living and promote well-being for all at all ages. Now, I'm pretty sure many of us faced quite a few challenges brought along by the COVID-19 pandemic, and unfortunately, it also hindered the progress of SDG 3. It severely disrupted essential health services, shortened life expectancy, and aggravated inequities between countries and people who need access to basic health services. But with the help of space-based technology, we can combat this. In fact, we already are. Space-based technologies contribute directly and indirectly to achieving global health objectives. They provide real-time data from any location, including remote areas, which upon this data can be used to monitor or predict certain factors that may affect health and well-being currently or in the future. For example, data acquired from remote sensing technologies, such as Earth observation satellites or drones, is used to deliver medical supplies, monitor disease spread patterns, understand environmental triggers for spread of diseases, predict risk areas, and define regions that require disease control planning. Once again, a perfect example of how space-based technology could assist in achieving SDG 3 is our design concept, which was explained by Tanya, in order to improve people's well-being. Lastly, how does it relate to SDG 3? Well, large pollen production contributes to air pollution, which affects health negatively. People experience pollen allergies differently and need a precise and personalized solution to understand how local pollen will impact them, and our satellites will help in achieving this.
You're probably wondering, why is this idea important? Well, with the help of a satellite that can monitor carbon dioxide levels, health risks associated with allergens can be prevented. Health professionals will be better prepared to make decisions on how to tackle these issues, and we can have more control over the air we breathe. Why is this idea suitable for a satellite? It is extremely difficult to monitor carbon dioxide levels on Earth, as the level needs to be very high in order for a sensor to detect it. But a satellite can easily and clearly monitor global carbon dioxide levels, as shown in the picture. In fact, we had great design concepts for this project, but we did not work on them when we discovered that it would be much easier and cheaper if those tasks were performed on Earth. Thus, this idea is worth the cost and perfectly suitable for a satellite. What are other issues that carbon dioxide causes, and what are the consequences on our health? Dissolving carbon dioxide into the ocean creates carbonic acid, which increases the acidity of the water. An acidic ocean affects marine organisms. Dry and water-strained plants are therefore susceptible to fires, resulting in burning and therefore releasing carbon dioxide from the plants into the atmosphere. Ambient carbon dioxide in indoor environments can have harmful effects on the human body at much lower levels, causing health problems such as inflammation, reduced cognitive performance, and kidney and bone problems. Exposure to extremely high carbon dioxide can cause the body to go into a state of acidosis, which is a buildup of acid in the bloodstream. Accelerated breathing occurs, an increase in blood pressure, as well as an increase in heart rate occurs too. Prolonged exposure poses a detrimental threat and can lead to death. Exposure to carbon dioxide can produce a variety of health effects. These may include restlessness, a tingling or pins or needles feeling, asphyxia, which is a condition arising when the body is deprived of oxygen, and convulsions, which is a sudden, violent, irregular movement of the body caused by the involuntary contraction of muscles. So, our satellite can help with not only tackling issues related to pollen production, but also all the other issues related to carbon dioxide, which some have already been mentioned. There were a few topics that were not able to be discussed due to the fact that we had a strict outline we had to adhere to, but we listed those topics on the screen. How does the effect of carbon dioxide affect the rapid increase of global warming? What is the effect of carbon dioxide on oceans and marine life? And what is the correlation between carbon dioxide and the increase of respiratory illnesses? Carbon dioxide levels have rapidly increased. While finding a solution to this, we need to do our best to ensure that we have control over how it affects our health and how to respond to it. We chose to tackle this goal because, as we all know, life is so unpredictable. Look at how quickly our lives changed with the COVID-19 pandemic, like Aisha mentioned. We feel that by tackling this goal, at how carbon dioxide is heightened in specific areas rather than other areas, like Tanya mentioned, will prevent all the diseases caused by carbon dioxide, like I mentioned. Thank you.